Welcome back. To shed more light on President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's receiving King Abdullah II of Jordan, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, His Excellency Ambassador Amr Ramadan, former Assistant Minister for European Affairs. Good afternoon, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon.
Well, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ramadan, how do you see the timing of the visit by King Abdullah II meeting and discussing the regional affairs with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi?
I think that come a very exact moment, especially after the meeting of the ministers the day before in Jordan to discuss the developments in Syria and also in the region with all what's going in Gaza and the latest statements coming from different places from Israel and the United States and President-elect Trump and so on. So I guess it's time for the consultation between these two important countries, Egypt and Jordan, which traditionally have very good and excellent coordination on Middle East.
Yes, during the talks today, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and King Abdullah II have discussed in a closed session, bilateral session. The talks have followed by extended sessions with the participation of the delegates of the two countries, and they addressed the regional conditions and the efforts and the coordination for regarding especially the Palestinian cause and the situation in Gaza Strip. And actually Egypt and Jordan were mediators from the start of the Gaza crisis on the 7th of October 2023, and they were putting hand in hand in order to face this and put an end to the Israeli aggression and an immediate ceasefire actually. And today they were what was high on the agenda of the talks was Syria. So give us an idea about this, please.
First, I was not in the consultation, of course, so I cannot speak on what happened between the two leaders in the closed discussions, or actually the expanded discussion with the aides and the ministers. But what I can say is that, as you mentioned, even in your report and now in your question, that it is actually very important for these two countries to coordinate their position and also to come to an agreement what exactly needs to be done vis-a-vis regional developments, especially from what's happening in Gaza and lately in Syria. You have to realize and to remember that Egypt and Jordan, and actually Syria as well, were among the forefront states in the Arab-Israeli conflict. So they are more than everybody else, affected by the Arab-Israeli conflict. Even after the peace between Egypt and Israel and Jordan and Israel, both countries remain to be very crucial because of their territorial proximity and their borders with Israel. So they are affected more than anybody else, as I mentioned, in any developments regarding the Palestinian issue. The King of Jordan himself has a custodian role over the shrines, the Islamic shrines in Jerusalem. And I think that because of the population also in Jordan and the involvement of Egypt in the Palestinian question.
Yes.
The two countries have always been coordinating their positions, and I don't think that there are differences in their opinion, and they try to bring together ideas to push for the peace agenda and to try to find a solution with other countries as well in the region and beyond the region, especially those powers in either in the United States or in Europe.
Yes, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ramadan, actually both leaders have stressed supporting the Syrian state, stressing the importance and discussed the situation in Syria. Actually, today Egypt also strongly condemned Israel's plans to expand illegal settlements in the occupied Syrian Golan Heights. How did you follow the news?
Yeah, of course, we have seen after the events in Syria on the 8th of December and the departure of former President Bashar al-Assad and the arrival of the new political force to Damascus, we have seen what happened from the Israeli side. Actually, the attack on Golan Heights happened on the same day, and also other airstrikes to different sites in Syria took place on the same day. So this, as if these plans were, prepared from before, just waiting for the timing. They didn't take time to be implemented. They were already identified and targeted and waiting for the time.
Yes.
So I think it is very important again that after the meeting yesterday in Jordan about this issue, the Syrian question, is that both leaders, as you mentioned, are trying to get together. And Egypt, of course, has condemned these actions. And today, again, condemned any issue related to settlements on the Syrian soil, regardless whether that is in the Golan or anywhere else in Syria.
Yes, also, Your Excellency, today beside Egypt, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates also condemned the expansion of Israeli settlements in Syria. Actually, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, during his discussion today with King Abdullah II of Jordan, also discussed Lebanon and the situation in Lebanon, and also praised the continuation of ceasefire in Lebanon. If you would like to shed more light on this point, please.
That's actually the third front we haven't talked about during my intervention now, and thank you for bringing it up. It is another important element and issue, and the country, Lebanon. We have seen what happened in the past few weeks and last 2 months, actually, in Lebanon. Which added to the problems that Lebanon had from before, leading to the issue of electing a new president and electing on appointing a new government as well. So the issue in Lebanon is important. Of course, the news were received positively about the ceasefire, because this is the first thing you need to do to embark on any political process, is that you need to ceasefire first. So I think the welcoming of the ceasefire is is received positively by countries in the Arab region, as you mentioned, and I think other international powers as well.
Yes. Also, both leaders discussed today, as there was accompanying delegation with King Abdullah II. They discussed the cooperation between Egypt and Jordan. If you please would like to shed more light on the Egyptian successful diplomatic relations between Egypt and Jordan. And that both countries have...
The political ties between Egypt and Jordan has been strong. Also, the economic ties has expanded in recent years. We have seen the increase in trade between Egypt and Jordan. We have seen the business going between both countries, and even Egyptians working in Jordan, with few Jordanians maybe working in Egypt. So there is much to be taken care of at the economic front. And we do have the GAFTA, which is the Arab Free Trade Area, where Egypt and Jordan business people can benefit from it in terms of accessing each other markets. Also, there is things that are peculiar or special for both countries in terms of trade, which is taking place already between the two countries.
Yes.
So I think the meeting of the two leaders today, again, give another push boost that kind of cooperation and economic cooperation between Egypt and Jordan.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Your Excellency Ambassador Amr Ramadan, former Assistant Minister for European Affairs. I really had the pleasure to have this phone with you. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.